So at this point now, we have seen both of his bugs. You've seen his 1960 bug and his 1967. And so if you could tell everybody your pros and cons on each one and what you like about each one and what you don't like about each one, what would you say?
Uh, well, my biggest problem is that I like them both a lot. They're both really neat cars. I really like them for both for different reasons. This one because of its originality, and this one because of its originality. But both being original bugs, they both have just a personal statement on on which you really can appreciate more. Um, this one, of course, is just and I've done more work on it since the last time it was on video. I replaced the mirror and I got the courtesy lights working, the inside the door. Everything works on this bug now. Horn works, everything does. And it's still very unique with a 36 horse engine. This one is just modern compared to this one. This, the green bug, is just, has much better road manners. It handles much better, and it's got quite a bit more power. The 50 horse and 1500 on this car is definitely roadworthy. It keeps up with modern traffic, no problem. Um, I still wouldn't want to drive in rush hour traffic on the freeway, but just driving along, this one is a much better driving car. This one is just fun to drive, just because it's so unique and so different than anything that's modern nowadays. But it still is a bug, and both of these bugs are, one of the reasons that they're so approachable is that you can still buy, uh, the John Muir manual on how to keep your Volkswagen alive, and you can definitely keep them both alive. So that's what this one's all about, and this one too. So I have a real dilemma on if I were to keep one of these cars, which one I would keep. And I do like both colors, both the original blue on this one and the original green on this one. And I'm not sure if this car would be worth any more if I got it all restored, and which I definitely have done in the past, and which I can do with this one too. If I was to replace everything, repaint it, put new bumpers on and all that, if it's worth it, because it's so neat to have it totally original like it is, and you just can't find them like this anymore. Just like you can't even find one like this anymore. This is not totally original. This has been, it's not fully restored, because again, I don't want it restored, because if it's fully restored and all pristine, I I'm, I just won't drive it. That's the problem. And I want to make them to drive, and that's the way both these cars are. They're both drivable, and they're both fun to drive. And that's the biggest part of having these cars is, because they're fun to drive, and they just are very unique in today's modern, with modern cars. Uh, it's just fun to drive stuff that's just like these. You get signs all the time. People always give me signs on this one and this one. Peace signs are very common. So anyway.
So we like to hear input. In fact, we have thoroughly enjoyed all the comments everybody's been leaving on this on the 1960 bug. He hasn't actually seen all the comments on this thing yet, but the comments have been very enjoyable for us to both read. And what would you guys pick? Knowing which bug that we have, or which bugs that we have here, we're curious as to see which bug the consensus would be for, see which one most people prefer. If you prefer the original 1960 or the original 1967, or the not quite as original 1967. So being a Volkswagen guy, I have a thing too, as you guys saw, but this one's been the most popular one by far. The 60 has been the most popular one by far.